In last lecture, we understand that risk of material misstatement are at two level, that is financial statement level and at assertion level. Now we'll move ahead to next question, that is combined assessment of risk of material misstatement. So the essay do not ordinarily refers IR and SR separately, but rather to do the combined assessment of risk of material misstatement. In essay, it is risk of material misstatement. It does not ordinarily refer to IR and CR separately, but rather it uh, do combined assessment as risk of material misstatement. However, the auditor may make separate or combined assessment. So it is auditor's choice. He want to do separate or combined assessment of IR and CR. So it depends on the preference of audit, depending on preferred audit technique, his methodology, practical consideration. Based on this, he will decide he want to do combined assessment or separate assessment. The assessment of risk of material misstatement may be expressed in quantitative terms like percentage, etc., or it may be defined as in non-quantitative term like high or low. In any case, the need for the auditor to make appropriate risk assessment is important. Risk of material misstatement includes IR and CR, and audit risk includes risk of material misstatement and DR. So audit risk involves risk of material misstatement, inherent risk, control risk, and detection risk. Easy. Now we'll study relationship between component of AR, that is IR, CR and DR, or we may also say ROM and DR. Now let's study relationship between component of audit risk. So audit risk, what are the component of audit risk? IR, CR and DR. And IR and CR together becomes risk of ROM, risk of material misstatement. So first let's study relationship between IR and CR. Management often react to IR situation by designing accounting and internal control system to prevent, detect and correct misstatement. Therefore, in many cases, IR and CR are highly interrelated. So management often react to inherent risk situation by designing internal control to prevent, detect and correct misstatement. Therefore there is, so first we will identify inherent risk, then we will in response to inherent risk we will make the internal control, and risk that internal control will fail is known as control risk. So IR and CR is therefore interrelated. In situation if the auditor attempts to assess IR and CR separately, there is possibility of inappropriate risk assessment. So if auditor does separate assessment, there is possibility that there may be inappropriate risk assessment. Therefore auditor may make combined assessment of IR and CR. The combined assessment of IR and CR is known as risk of material misstatement. So this IR and CR, this was related to our last question, that is combined assessment of in IR and CR, where we said that essay also does not ordinarily refers to IR and CR separately, but rather it does combined assessment of risk of material misstatement. But However, auditor may do combined or separate assessment of IR and CR depending on the preferred audit technique, methodology, practical consideration. The assessment of risk of material misstatement may be expressed in quantitative terms or in non-quantitative term. In any case, the need for auditor to to make appropriate risk assessment is important. Making risk assessment is important than the approach like separate or combined approach. More than approach, appropriate risk of material misstatement is important. And management often react to IR situation by designing accounting and internal control to prevent, detect and correct misstatement. Therefore, in many cases IR and CR are highly interrelated. Therefore, SA refers to IR and CR in combination. So in many situation auditor attempts IR and CR separately. Therefore, in such cases there is probability that there may be inappropriate risk assessment. So there is strong relationship between IR and CR. So now let's understand relationship between risk of material misstatement and detection risk. There is inverse relationship between detection risk and risk of material misstatement. When risk of material misstatement is high, acceptable detection risk is low. To reduce audit risk to an acceptable low level, and vice versa. If detection risk cannot be reduced to acceptable low level, then auditor should express modified opinion. So there is inverse relationship between detection risk and risk of material misstatement. When risk of material misstatement is high, acceptable detection risk is need to be low. To reduce audit risk to an acceptable low level of acceptably low level, so we need to adjust risk of materiality and materiality level with regards to it. Let's understand this with the example. So we we'll take two companies, Tata and Reliance. Let's say Tata have low risk of material misstatement and Reliance have high risk of material misstatement. So if Tata have low risk of material misstatement, we will do less checking, and Reliance have high material risk of material misstatement, so we will do more checking. Therefore, we need to take more samples. So materiality level in case of Reliance will be less. Like any amount above 2 lakh, we will check, and in case of Tata, we our materiality level will be 10 lakh. Then any amount above 10 lakh, we will check, and below it we have confidence. So this 10 lakh and 12 is acceptable level. This is our acceptable level. Here we can accept the audit. So here we feel that audit risk is acceptable. Audit risk is at acceptable low level at this place. So here, if risk is high, we need to reduce detection risk to very low level. We'll set here in for 2 lakhs to reduce audit risk to an acceptably low level. And in case of Tata, risk of material misstatement is low, so acceptable detection risk we can keep high. There is no problem. Therefore we have confidence to accept audit risk at that level. So there is inverse relationship between acceptable uh, detection risk and risk of material misstatement. So we can summarize that there is inverse relationship between detection risk and risk of material misstatement. When risk of material misstatement is high, acceptable detection risk need to be low to reduce audit risk to an acceptably low level, and vice versa. And if detection risk cannot be reduced to acceptably low level, the auditor shall express modified opinion. So we understood the relationship between components of AR. Components of AR is IR, CR and DR. IR into CR is ROM. So and there is close relationship between IR and CR. Therefore we do combined assessment of IR and CR. And essay mention IR and IR and CR together. So it doesn't ordinarily refer to IR and CR separately, and there is inverse relationship between DR and ROM. So now let's move ahead to risk assessment procedure. Let's understand how risk assessment procedure happens. First we need to identify risk of material misstatement. Then after identifying the risk of material misstatement, we will assess the identified risk, and then relate the identified risk with other assertions, and then consider the likelihood of misstatement. So in risk assessment procedure there are 4 steps. First we will identify the risk of material misstatement, then we will assess the identified risk, then we will relate the identified risk, and then consider the likelihood of misstatement. So this risk assessment procedure will provide basis for designing and implementing response to assessed risk. So we can we can design and implement on the basis of risk ROM further audit procedure, like for detailed test of details. So in identifying risk of material misstatement, we need to do understanding of entity and its environment, including its internal control. For identifying the risk of material misstatement, we need to understand the entity and its environment, including internal control. So through understanding the entity and its environment, including internal control, we will identify the risk of material misstatement. Then we will assess the identified risk and evaluate whether they are more pervasive to financial statement as a whole, and potentially may affect many assertion. So we will assess that the identified risk are more pervasive to financial statement as a whole, and have potential effect for if and may potentially affect many assertion. So the risk of material misstatement will be on whole financial statement level. So if there is such a big risk, we will need to do lot of TOD, that is test of details, depending on that assertions. Then we will relate the identified risk to what can go wrong at assertion level, taking account of related controls that auditor intend to test. So we will relate identified risk to what can go wrong at assertion level. So once we identify one risk, we will relate that if purchase is wrong, there is chances that inventory will be also wrong. So we will relate the after identifying the risk to we will relate it to what can go wrong at assertion level, that other accounts, taking into account relevant controls, taking into account relevant control that auditor intend to test. So for inventory, we may increase our test of control. So taking into account of relevant control that auditor intend to test. So first we will identify the risk of material misstatement by understanding the entity and its environment, including internal control. Then we will assess identified risk, and then we will relate the identified risk to what can go wrong at assertion level. Then what can go wrong at assertion level, taking into account relevant control that auditor intend to test. Next, we will consider the likelihood of misstatement, including the possibility of multiple misstatement and whether the potential misstatement is of magnitude that could result in material misstatement. So we will consider the likelihood of misstatement. We will consider likelihood of misstatement, including possibility of multiple misstatement. So we will consider the likelihood of misstatement, and we will check whether there are possibility for many misstatement, and whether potential misstatement is of magnitude that could result into material misstatement. Okay, so after doing this four thing, we will our risk assessment procedure will complete. So for performing audit, let's say of any take any item of financial statement, let's say fixed asset of 1100 crore. So but we cannot check all entries of 1100 crores. So what we will do, we will apply sampling. But how much sample should we take? So first we will determine materiality level as per SA 320. Let's say materiality performance materiality is 75% of PBT. So we will check only item above that amount. After that, after setting materiality level, we will identify and assess risk of material misstatement. For identifying and assessing risk of material misstatement, we need to consider IR and CR, because ROM consists of IR and CR. To identify and assess inherent risk, we first of all, inherent risk is at financial statement level and at assertion level. So for identifying and assessing inherent risk at financial statement level, we need to check integrity of management experience with the management, unusual pressure on management. So like if there is unusual pressure on management, it may inflate the P&L, nature of the entity, factor affecting the industry. So this five things we need to check to consider inherent risk at financial statement level, that is integrity of management's experience, unusual pressure on management, nature of the entity, and factor affecting in the industry. Now auto sector is on down cycle, so such factor may affect. So and for assessing risk of material misstatement or factor affecting IR at assertion level, we need to check the quality of accounting system, account prone to misstatement. There is high risk of material misstatement in this accounts, like purchase, cash, revenue, then complex transaction with maybe relative parties, judgment involving determining balances, like for provision, so judgment involving in determining balance, for example provision. Fifth is account prone to misappropriate, like inventory could be misappropriated. And next is temper unusual transaction at near year end. For this we need to apply cutoff procedure and extraordinary transaction. So at assertion level, we need to check quality of accounting system, account prone to misappropriate, complex transaction, judgment involving in determining balances, assets prone to misappropriate, unusual transaction at year end, and extraordinary transaction. So at assertion means level means at for specific account. So like quality of accounting system, we can say this may be for this may affect at financial statement level. Second one is account prone to misappropriate. This is for particular transaction like cash, revenue, purchase. Next is complex transaction, one complex transaction. So it is at assertion level. Judgment involving in determining balance, like for this is for provision. Unusual transaction at near year end. This transaction is done safe to inflate or deflate sales, so it affect only sales. And extraordinary transaction, so these are at this is affecting at assertion level. So basically identifying and asserting inherent risk is done through understanding the entity and its environment. So after asserting all these things, we will understanding the entity and its environment. And for asserting control risk, we need to first do preliminary assessment of control. For assessing control risk, first we need to do preliminary assessment of control. What is preliminary assessment of control? In preliminary assessment of control, first we need to understand the process from start to end. From start to end, we need to understand how the control works and how the account works. Then we need to obtain understanding of IR and internal control, because auditor do combined assessment of IR and CR. First we will understand the inherent risk, and respond to it what internal control management has applied. So we need to obtain understanding of IR and internal control. Then next, after a preliminary assessment of control, we will do test of control. Auditor perform test of control to obtain audit evidence of the following: effectiveness of internal control in in prevention, detection, and correction of material misstatement, whether accounting and internal control are sustainable, and uh, operation of internal control throughout the period. So in test of control, we need to check these three things: that whether internal control are effective, and whether they are sustainable, and operation throughout the period. So in test of control, we will need to test the control thoroughly, so that we can get comfort on control. And then next we need to relate the identified risk. So first in IR, we will understand the entity and its environment. Next we will including internal control. So and then next we will move to control risk. So in IR, we have understand the entity, its environment, its internal control. Now in CR, we to get CR, we will first do preliminary assessment of control risk. In preliminary assessment, we will first understand the entire process, that for purchase, what all process is there, from where it start, where it end, what controls are there, whether how many signs are required for accepting the order, what amount. If there is one sign required, then we can say that internal control is weak. Whether if there are more signs required from 3-4%, we can say that internal control is strong. Then we need to understand inherent risk and internal control. Then next, after understanding the internal control, we need to test whether the control is effective or not, whether it is effective, sustainable, and operate throughout the period. After understanding, getting comfort on test of control, we need to relate the identified risk. We need to relate the identified risk to what can go wrong at assertion level, taking taking account of relevant control that the auditor intend to test. This we so the process is like this, and then after that we need to consider likelihood of misstatement.